Hello and welcome back to Classic Helmets, here from a rather fantastic looking day in Northern Ireland.
So you are?
Yes, thank you, Jim. So I received this helmet through the post a couple of days ago, and I think it should be quite a rare Mooneyes helmet. So without further delays, shall we get this box open and see what's inside? All I've done is take off the address label and just unsnipped the sellotape. Well, that's interesting. We have a couple of side pods. I'm going to assume these are broken. We have a left-hand side pod which is in working order. So I'm going to assume that these two maybe are not working. We have a right-hand side pod which is broken. And another left-hand side which is in working order. So these side pods have been changed twice on this helmet already. Interesting. And now for the helmet itself. Wow. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Look at that. So this is a 2008-2009 Shinya Nakano Mooneyes race replica. Wow, what a beautiful looking helmet this is. And I have to say, initially, the paintwork on the shell is virtually mint. I can see nothing in terms of blemishes or anything to contend with. It's beautiful. Top vent working, rear diffuser vent working, front vent working, visor is going up and down, all fine. One thing we do have on here, which is why we have two left-hand side pods, is we do have a set of tinted side pods. Now, through the power of having a look online and talking to a few contacts, I managed to get one of the last sets of the correct side pods in the UK.
Oh!
Brand new in the packaging. Oh, look at that. So we can put these side pods on in a few minutes' time. The interior liners are clean, very fresh. The strap covers I can say the same for as well. I'm pretty certain that the cheek pads and crown liners have been replaced in reasonably recent times. There is not a thing to mention with this helmet apart from the side pods. Easily done. Actually, because these are tinted side pods, I can actually show you how the mechanism works. So there's a little grey lever just here, and when the visor is at full pelt, that clicks up. That releases the grey tab, so you can then take the visor off. What some people do is they just continually pull it or put it at an angle, and then the side pods unfortunately snap off and the little black tab at the top becomes damaged. So while I've got the side pods here, let me very quickly get them on the helmet. You see again, that one came off. So yeah, that's broken. So the person who had this before doesn't know how to put on side pods and take the visor off an Arai helmet. Just checking the base plate for any damage. It is not damaged, it's perfectly fine. I'll show the camera what I mean. Hopefully you can see the angle. So if I get the side pod here, this black tab, the black lug, is nice and even and straight and in the correct position. In other words, not snapped off. This one here, yeah, that the plastic's about to push it off, so that is damaged. It's at an upward angle, and yeah, that is ready for the bin. But I do have one tinted side pod I can keep for my stock. So if we just manoeuvre this grey tab out the way a little bit, use our Arai tool, and I'm looking to press on the red tab here and push it back, which unlocks the bottom of the lugs, and that unlocks the bottom section on the side pod. Just be careful, hold it in place. There we go, just like that. And we're off. It would make sense for me to give the side pods a little bit of a clean up and also a very quick adjustment. I'm just going to loosen off these base plates and just push them forward a little tiny bit from here, because you can slightly pivot the way the visor sits on the helmet, and I want the visor to sit nice and comfortably, so I'll just push them forward a little tiny bit and tighten them back up. In terms of tightness, once you start feeling it to strain, that's when you should probably stop. So it's straining about there, so we'll stop. And we'll do the same on the other side. The other side's actually got 2 screws in.
What the f?
So the person who had it before really didn't have a clue what they were doing. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Let me... Yeah, there's like 2 Allen key bolts here. I need to get them off and have a look as to why that is. Well, there's 2 fresh Allen bolts there for me to have, so keep those. That means I'm going to have a small rummage in my Arai parts box and just grab out a couple of small plastic screws. In fact, have I got any up here? Ahaha, I do. Saves me rummaging through my box. So that's what the screws should look like when they go in the Arai helmet on the side pods, and these are actually lined up pretty well, so we'll just put them straight in. And there we go. So that's the 2 base plates checked over, and thank goodness they were. So just the job of getting the side pods on next. As I said, one of the last sets in the country. Just give it a quick clean off. I'm also just going to put a little bit of lubricating fluid on this, just to give it every chance. And what we're looking for is to put the top and rear locators in position. Yeah, we're positioned okay on that side. I'm just a little bit cautious the fact this has already had 2 sets of side pods. Just want to make sure it goes in correctly and goes on properly. And again, copy and paste for this side, just a little bit of lubrication fluid, just to give myself a little bit of an easier life getting the side pod back. I'll make sure the red tab is positioned back and locked. Okay, it's locked there now. And there we are, a set of side pods, brand new, packaged, fitted back on the helmet now. Being honest, this helmet really doesn't need a clean up at all. I'm just going to give it a very loose once over, just to get any excess fingerprints or spray from my penetrating fluid off the helmet. That's all it needs. I do have a couple of other Mooneyes helmets available in my current stock. I might actually do a video, a comprehensive video on the Mooneyes helmets, because there are a few of them, and there's actually been a few released this year in the UK market. Another Nakano one and a Nagasuga one, a very good Japanese racer. There we go, just a very quick light clean on the helmet, even though it was already fine, just to make sure there's no fingerprints or marks on there. Now, I like all the helmets I have in my stock to come as standard with a clear visor, so let me just quickly run to my drawers and see what I can fetch. Well, there you go. That is straight off the bat, that is near mint condition. Has the Pinlock anti-fog in there as well. That will just go straight on the helmet. Just a little bit of lubricating spray on the visor edges to make it easier to go in the side pods. Now I have installed the new side pods and I'm pretty happy with where they are located and how they have fitted so far. So we should in theory be able to get the visor straight on without any problems. One side down and the other side on as well. And there we go. That is a Shinya Nakano 2008-2009 Mooneyes race replica with a new set of side pods, clear visor, and it looks beautiful. Anything with a Mooneyes always grabs attention, and any collector will always look for the Mooneyes. So what would a helmet like this be worth in today's market? Well, I do have a couple of spare Arai boxes, and I think anything with a Mooneyes should always have an Arai box. It's going to be a collector's item. So with a box, manuals, and looking in mint condition as this one pretty much is, it is a Chaser V model, not the top of the range RX-7, but even in Chaser V format, I would still say this is worth between £350 to £400 in today's market. There was also a RX-7 GP equivalent, I believe, back in the day. I'll see if I can get a picture of that somewhere. If you had that in a box, ask what you want. £700, £800 maybe. So I'll put this on my little turntable and you can see it from all angles, and I'll put some pictures up as well. Well, once again, thank you very much for tuning into Classic Helmets. My name is Dexter, and if you enjoyed this particular episode, please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos featuring rare, random and wacky Arai and Shoei helmets, such as this lovely Nakano Mooneyes, please subscribe. Any thoughts, queries or questions, please feel free to leave a comment and I will get back to you with the correct answer. Also, please consider giving the video a share. Take care, whatever you're up to today. Thank you and goodbye.